I'm going to be doing some building in the Aesir style. I probably should have admined it up before doing this, but whoops. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Okay. I'm gonna build it in the snow, because why not? And my apologies, I'm on a PS4, so sometimes lag is an issue. Okay. So first off, you're just gonna have the base of your house, and I will do it in this style, like this foundation. A lot of the builds that I make them because I've previously looked them up online. Well, not them specifically, but I've looked up actual houses in the particular style that I want. And then I modify it based on how I view it and make it my own. So this is one style of house that I do, which it needs to be a little bit bigger actually. That's my bad. I think I just broke something somewhere that should not have been broken. But that's okay. Whoops. It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Anyway. Okay. Right. So, usually Aesir and Vanir, when Vanir decide to build houses, will make their housing in insulated woods because it's warmer, because they live in the snow. And the reason that I go with the Numidian pieces is because they have these wolf heads on them, and that's very Aesir. Like being able to see craftsmanship in the build is very Aesir. Let's see. I'll go with this wood. Of course, this one usually works better as like a 5x5. Just because it does. It gives you a little bit more room, gives the roof a little bit more height. And then I'll usually put a window so that they can see out of it, their door, and then whoops, that's in the wrong spot. And wooden pieces don't have to be culturally exclusive, because it's wood. It just goes where it goes. by the end of it, you have a home that looks like this. This is a generic home. A generic small home. This is usually what I would build for, say, thrall housing. Although oftentimes I make it even smaller than this. Let's see. Let's say that this is our thrall housing. Now these floors I've found don't do very good with rugs, so if you would prefer to use a different floor, I suggest that you do so. However, the Aesir floor would work just fine. The insulated wood floor does still have that glitching issue, at least for a PlayStation 4. But if you're not on a PlayStation 4, then it doesn't really matter. Other than it glitching through the, whoops. Good grief. Okay, so with this kind of house, you're gonna kind of do that sideways. You can make it smaller or larger, depending on your particular needs for a build. Usually, Aesir tend to have porches, but they don't have to. Really just depends on what you want out of the build that you're making. And how, whoops, and how traditional that you're, how traditional that you're wanting to go with your build, with the type of character that you're making. So that's another type of house. It's a very A-frame type of build. Let me see. You can also go more detailed if you want. So for example, we will do this one. We'll go out one more. Okay. And I'm just continuing to use this simply because it's it's easy. It's all in the same place. Oopsies. Okay, so then for this type of house, you could go with either the stable support frame. I have the Aesir pack, so that's what I'm doing. As far as these support frames go, and you know, obviously they're not actually going to support anything, but it's fun to pretend that they're going to. So, whenever it levitates like that, you can add in your little piece like this, or you can just let it be, depending on how low to the ground it is. If it's pretty low, then that's awesome. If it's not, you might want to fix it. So, houses like this are really good, and I will show you why. going with the Numidian roof again, simply because it is right here in the same right here in the same place that I've got a bunch of other building pieces. Plus it has the wolf on it, which is very nice. Very Aesir to have a design like that, because wolves are symbolic in their culture. I can't remember what of, but they are symbolic. Okay, so then you're going to have your front and back wall. And you can make it fancier, or you can make it easier on yourself, which is always good. These are basic. I will get fancier and fancier as the video progresses. Oops, I need this. Never mind. I'm fooling myself. Okay, so. Usually I would put the, whoops. I would put the entryway with my stair in an Aesir type house, because then that gives you a little porch for them to be able to go outside and sit on. And as much as Aesir enjoy fighting, they also enjoy their resting period as well. Freeze. Okay. So if you have a building piece that you like the inside of, but not so much the outside, or vice versa, this type of house lets you hide flaws. Whoops. Hide things that you don't particularly like. And you can also put in little spaces like this, and then you would just add your building piece as such. Because then, I don't know where that building piece went, I'll have to look. You can have, say, a closet here, like this. Or you can even bust out a wall piece entirely, and then lights, I think. I am incorrect. Right, you can have your fireplaces, which the Numidian fireplace is a pretty good one whenever it comes to having a fireplace. And then you have your bedroom, eating area, whatever else you want in here. And you have your little porch area too, so that you can come outside and sit, relax, enjoy yourself. We'll go with this, because why not? And so this is very basic. This is a basic Nordic house. It's not lacking in detail, because you have details. You have the fireplace that sticks out of the side right here. You have support struts on the side that help to hold up the house. You have your little area for sitting. You've got details on the inside, such as your fireplace and your storage area. But that is a basic version of this house. And then these are quite basic as well. So now I'm going to show you a little bit less of a basic version. I'm going to show you the upgraded version of this house right here. The one that I am blocking your view of with a staple piece. So the upgraded version of this house, I will make up on the hill. we're going to get it up off the ground a little bit. Whoops. Getting it up off the ground was a bad idea. Oops. Okay, we'll try this again. Oops. Now usually I won't use fence foundations. I will use other things like stone walls or some other type of wall on the bottom. But this is just for building demonstration purposes to give you the basic idea. So it is important to make sure that your floorboards all go the same way. And that's just so that you know, are paying attention to the craftsmanship, because you have to take into consideration that Aesir are very proud of their work. They want you to know that they have done the work. They want you to see how well it was crafted, to lament that you are not as superior as they are. It's funny sometimes, but can be quite the pain. You know what? We're gonna make this... No, I'll do it this way, since you saw how it came out even. We will make this an odd. On some servers, there is the issue of stability. But it shouldn't be that bad. On other servers that don't have stability, you're not going to have the issue that I may run into later. Which is being able to place things down. Whenever you've decided your front, which I'm going to make this my front, then you can put in normal walls for the front, because again, you're going to have that little porch. I don't know why I deleted that, that actually needed to go there. But regardless. And again, I'll usually choose like a side for the door to be on. Simply because it gives me a bigger porch, a bigger place for Aesir relaxation. And this one in particular is a little bit fancy, simply because the simply because of the roof being tiered. It gives you a little bit more of an open... No, that's not right. That's also not right. What is going on? Okay, that one must be right, and that one must be wrong. Okay. I'm not going crazy, you are. So keep going with that all the way around, and then I'll need to add that on the outside too, of here. And then you will come back and add back in all of the walls that you were missing because they'll attach to those roof pieces. And of course, your wall cap as well, because you don't want your Nordheimer to be cold. Then for the top, you can either add the steeple, but what I usually do is, again with the idea of this is super fancy Nord stuff, I will go in and add this type of steeple so that it has a little lift to it. And because you're building in the Midian, you have this little arch here to the top. Wow, that was a really weird sound bite. Anyway, give me that. Then you just go in and fill in the holes. Whoops. I am the best at this. Oh, good gravy. If I ever get good at placing wall pieces, it won't come soon enough. Then, after you make sure all of that is closed in, make sure that the top pieces are closed in too, because that is going to keep you alive in the cold of the north. And you don't have to use Frontier. Frontier is just what I like to use. And then sometimes I'll use the rope, but not usually, because that's not entirely something that Nords do. They like sturdiness, good strong structures. And you can leave the house like this as it is, or you can add a little room to the top depending on how much room you have. And then you can add a staircase, but I find that they tend to be a little bit too bulky. And if there's something that I've learned about Nordheimers, is that they don't really mind a challenge whenever it comes to getting up to places, because they have lofts in a lot of their homes. But if I had made this a 6x6, it would have been better for a second floor. So this should be fine. And as for the walls on the side, excuse me, you can leave those exposed if you want to, or just go ahead and close them in. I tend to close them in because I think it looks nice. But it's your build whenever it comes down to it, so you do what it is that you want to do with it.